Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the Chiefs at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I'm Marcus Dash right here with our guy, former Chiefs tight end and legendary tight end, Jason Dunn, JD. How are you doing? Look at that beautiful hat, man. Hat game.
Thank you.
Second to none, JD.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. If I find me something that looks dapper, got a little shine, a little nice little gleam to it, I'm gonna grab it. So this is the Kansas City Monarch that I got here in Kentucky, and so actually I went in to go get a hat embroidered, and I happened to see this on the shelf. I'm like, oh, okay, Monarch here. Sure enough, you can see the logo and whatnot, man. And so I was just like, well, let me pick this thing up. I got to do it and put it on the show. So shout out to those people that love hats. I know you're a hat guy, Marcus. I'm a hat dude. I've always been a hat guy, even when I had short hair, back. Well, but I got still got my little locks, in. So I've always got to get my fitted. I don't like the snapbacks. I'm not a snapback dude at all.
I had a phase with snapbacks, but yeah, I'm a fitted guy.
Yeah. Sasha said JD's hat game make Derby regulars jealous. That's it. Sasha, I got a mean hat game. I got me some things, man, in my repertoire up there, in my vault. Pull it out. Woo! I'm trying to tell you, turn some heads. Absolutely turn some heads.
I gotta say, probably when I overview our comments, whenever someone comments on our videos, probably the number one non-Chief comment is people praising you and complimenting your hat game, JD.
Yeah.
The collective and number one comment we get on our videos is that outside of Chiefs comments.
Oh yeah. My boy Stu said he got 250 hats. I know Stu got a lot of hats. He got visors, boy. That Stu like visors. He's down there in Florida.
He's a beach guy. It makes sense.
Hey,
yeah.
beach Stu, Malibu Stu, with the visors.
I hope you're doing well, Stu. I hope you're recovering well, buddy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, man. It was a very adventurous week, adventurous weekend. I had to go to the dentist. I went to the dentist, man, and had 2 teeth extracted. And I was not looking toward that at all, Marcus. It was last Thursday. I had to go in. And I tell you what, my dentist, hats off to Maxine Combs. She's a beautiful lady that does a great job, always has done it. Since I got out of the league, I went to her. But I felt like she was going to pull my jaw off. I mean, and she used to be a college athlete and all those different things. And, Eastern Kentucky gal. So I know she got some strength. She got a lot of grit to her. But boy, I was in there for 4 hours. 4 hours. I had to do a bone graft because I'm going to get, an implant right here on the one. But when I'm telling you, and so, my wife went in there with me and she said, I have never seen your mouth open that wide before. And she was just watching the tug of war, just pulling it out, man. And when I'm telling you, I was like, my teeth ain't going to let this thing go. It ain't going. It ain't gonna happen. It was holding on to dear life. Son was holding on let me go, JD. Let me stay in there. Let me stay. But she finally got it extracted. And so my daughter, she's a dental hygienist. She she's telling me about some different things. And my grandson actually said, seen the part of my tooth. He said, Papa, it looks like a megalodon tooth. He brought one of them jokers out. Hey, hold on, man. I'm gonna send this to you, okay? It's funny, and I had a couple of things I had to do to him. I'm like, you know what? When I see you, you got a front seat to a headlock. And I seen him last night for obviously Father's Day. You know, and I wanted to tell your father also happy Father's Day, and to the men out there as well, happy belated Father's Day. It's one of those things that's vital here to, you know, for life, to have fathers. People fit their roles, even though they have children. If you're an influence to other young men and women and whatnot, and you fit the role of a mentor and those things, is vastly and vitally important. And also, too, you know, just to fit the responsibility, you know, in their role, Marcus, the right way. And so, shout out to you guys. Happy belated Father's Day if you're a father. And you got all my love. Got all my love. So,
Good up.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Did you guys have a great while? What'd you guys do for Father's Day?
So we went out and got some sushi because I can't really eat, you know, solid foods and stuff.
Oh,
so
right.
the first day I asked with my dentist, she was like, you know, you have soup, you can eat, you know, maybe a couple of days, you could go back to eat. And I said, well, can I have sushi? Yes, you can have sushi. I said, there you go.
That's good. Good happy medium there.
About times that I hate going to the dentist, all of a bunch of Dr. Magalas.
Dr. Mangalas. Dr. Mangalas. Is that like a famous doctor or something?
You know what? It always comes up Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know. It could be, you know, I don't know who it was that was in there.
Oh.
But.
Okay. It was a Nazi doctor during the Holocaust.
Oh, okay.
He was dubbed the Angel of Death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that doctor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where that joke is. So, but I need to. But yeah, man, crazy stuff, brother. Crazy stuff. But yeah, it was quite an experience. You know. So,
but you're on the mend now, though. You're feeling better.
I'm on the mend. So I got some antibiotics that I got to do, and she gave me like a steroid, I guess, to help the healing process for the bone graft. But yeah, man, it was, when I'm telling you, it was an adventure. It was an adventure. There's no other type of hurt like mouth hurt, like tooth pain. It just not. Look, I've played football. I've had as much pain of, you know, stretching and torn this and that and whatnot, you know, back. I mean, you know, ruptured disc and my back's going out on me. Dude, mouth pain is a whole different animal altogether. And she was like, oh, yeah, you're going to hurt. She had to slap me on the back. She said, look, you know what? You are as advertised. I didn't hear a whimper out of you the entire time. I said, well, you know, I am who I am. So
they don't call you the dungeon for nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, no, it was good. It was good. But that pain, the mouth pain, something else though, brother.
Yeah.
You say hi to everybody else in here. I hear everybody talking about they don't like going to the dentist. No, I don't think anybody likes, you know, that a joyous occasion. Just whistle. Let me go to the dentist. Let's get this out. Unless it's cleaning, you go get it cleaned, and then, you know,
that's fine. Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, let me see. Witchy Hall, what's up, Witchy Hall? Good to see you in here. Andrea Chanel, how you doing, Andrea? Laura Zingzer, good to see you, Laura. Sasha's in here. What's up, Sasha? Stu, y'all just said what's up, Stu, to you. King Mo, what up, my guy? Hey, I know this is off topic, but what do you guys think about the national media doubting us this season? I love it, in my opinion. We'll get into that, King Mo. We'll keep that right there in our corner to talk about that when we get finished with the rundown with everybody in here, giving everybody the shots out. G Pick went to the water park yesterday with my wife and son, had a blast. Good job, G Pick. Well done. About time. Never eaten sushi. Ooh, you don't know what you're missing. You could get some cooked stuff too about time. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let me see. I'm the Brown. What's up, man? What's up? I'm the Brown. Good to see you, my brother. Who else you got in here? Sandman is in the house. What's up, Sandman? Melly Matrix is here. Let me see. Tony Gunn. What's good? What's up, Tony Gunn? Nana Sherry. What's going down? How you doing? How you doing, Nana? Linda Hunter is here. How you doing, Linda? Sarah071, what's going on? Jason Tarbox is here. What's going on, my man? Let me see, who else we got? Oh, Sweetie's in here too. So I got to watch her eat. You know, she's just enjoying going in and she's biting sandwiches and everything. I'm just sitting there like, you know you're wrong.
Little FOMO.
Oh, yeah.
Little food FOMO.
Oh, yeah. Nathaniel Walker is here. Deshaun Hammers, what's up, man? Deshaun. Nafis Foster, what's up, Nafis? Hannah, how you doing, Hannah? Good to see you as well. Faye Smith, how you doing? So, yeah, man. Yeah. Think we hit 10,000 subs tonight? Less than 20 to go. Oh.
19 more. 19 more.
Oh, okay.
Almost there. We are almost there.
No. Okay.
We should definitely hit it by the end of the week. I'll say probably by our Wednesday show, we should probably be added or very close to it. So again, guys, let your cousins, let your sisters, brothers, let everybody know about the channel and get them on board with Chief Concerns.
Yes, sir. We it's good to talk about getting our names out there. And I want people to understand, what you're going to get from us. You're gonna get some really good information, behind pulling the curtains back to know what it is, the process in the NFL, especially with the Chiefs. You're gonna get it from a coach's perspective, a player's perspective. A guy that's played for 11 years and know the ins and outs, the coach speak, what people are really saying, how guys are actually thinking in the midst of battle, the things that they're fighting for, the highs and the lows of all the emotions of what you do with football, especially in the NFL. So the challenges behind the scenes, you get a firsthand look of that. And so I hope to do a great job to give you all the information. Ask me anything. I like to believe I'm an open book to tell you anything that you need to know. Some things, obviously, I got to keep close because I don't want to divulge anybody's names. But usually, we have people on here that come on, my boys, coaches, and whatnot, that come on here and do a great job. Just speaking about things that's going on now, back in the day, but, their expertise as well. And so we love it. And then there's you, our family, Chief Concerns family. Just want to tell you all, man, how much we appreciate you just giving you a shout out for y'all just showing up every week to come see us, run our mouth. Y'all are very important to us. We love each and every one of you all. We just thank you for all the support. So 10,000 followers or 10, it doesn't matter for us. We love doing it. We love you all. And so that's what we call the Chief Concerns family, because our family does. And so, hey, just like family, man, we're going to throw some things out there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to sit back. If you want to have a bourbon, a beer, or just a bottle of water, enjoy yourself. Okay. So, hey, man, let's enjoy it. Let's have a good time. But not only that, I also want to say this, Marcus. Okay. I think it's important. It's really kind of been on my heart. There's a lot of things that transpired this week, in this past weekend. And, when I woke up this morning, sitting over there kind of, getting myself back together and whatnot, and got on, my phone, see messages, who texted me, trying to get my day started and whatnot. And, things come through the feed, man. It's just, the disappointing part I hate more so than anything else is how easy it is for some of us to sit in the seat of evilness, okay? And that is kind of like across the board, where we don't have the type of compassion and empathy for our neighbors and for other people as we should. And so I think sometimes we justify and validate, our feelings in a lot of different ways. If y'all don't know this, I am a unapologetic, very flawed child of God. Okay, I'm trying to chase God and become a much better man every single day, and I pursue that fully, and I try to do that and embrace it by embracing others with my full heart. And I find it somewhat disconcerting, disappointing that sometimes when the ones that profess to have this type of faith don't show the type of empathy and will reflect the compassion and love that our Savior, that Christ had. And so if we want to be ones after God's own heart. We got to display it. We got to show it. We got to reflect that. And so we are all made in God's image. We are all there. So we got to do a much better job of loving one another the way that we should. And the problem goes into when we start getting to too many of echo chambers or one team or another. This is not football. You know, there's, you know, right or wrong, or what everybody perceives right or wrong, right? You know, subjectively. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, we should know what goodness is. We should worry about our neighbors and our friends and whatnot. We should want everybody to have a better life for one another. We should want everybody to thrive in their life with love, liberty, freedom, all those different things that we have. But God gave us that because we were all made by the Creator. And sometimes we do a bad job of it. We don't love each other the way we should. We need to do a much better job of it. And sometimes we do, yeah, that's right. Let's do it. Man, really? You know, what does God look at? He looks at our hearts. What is our intentions? We could justify to hate somebody else for whatever reason, or I'm not going to go on your side for whatever reason. Man, how would God do that? I'm going to say this for the ones that are people of faith out here. I think we lost this little saying. What would Jesus do? You know what I mean? Seriously. So regardless of people are different and all those different things, and what would he do? You know, when we sit there, we looking to get the ones that, you know, trying to galvanize for the ones that are downtrodden, you know, beat up, spit out, flawed. We got to do a much better job of it. We have to. That's just on my heart, man. And I pray this morning just for us, not just here in the United States, but the entire world. We start having some sense with one another. Start to understand what neighborly things mean, right? You know, when he talks about what's the two greatest, Rabbi, what's the two greatest commandments? Love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, and mind. The second is unto this self. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And under these things, all laws are, you know, are followed pretty much. So I'll get off my soapbox. You know, y'all say preach and all of that, but it's heavy on my heart, man. I try to be a much better man every single day. And I just encourage each and every one of you all to be better men and women out there, to each other. Man, we all need help. We all need help. So that was it, Marcus. Okay.
I want to say we do a good job of, you know, the way we want the world to be is the way we try to conduct this channel, to treat all of us with love and in friendship and kind of community that we have here. And that's kind of where, you know, we want the world to be. So we do our part on this channel to bring out that love and joy.
Amen. Amen. No matter your faith or whatever it is, amen to that. We're trying to be better people. Okay. We could do that together. So.
Amen. Preach. All right. So guys, today, obviously with our Monday shows, we're going to be getting into positional stuff. So today we're going to be talking about the cornerbacks, which you could see a lot of interesting nuggets when you go to the Chiefs roster. And JD, we can talk about it a little bit when we get into kind of the breakdown of the guys. But like when we have a position in mind of somebody, right? For example, I'll use Najee Johnson last year. So we drafted him as a safety. Then last year became a cornerback, and obviously friend of the show. But when you look at him now, if you see his name on the list there, he's listed as a safety. Now, he's back listed as a safety. So I still put him in the DB category. So when we do cornerbacks this week and we do safeties next week, I'll still have him on that one as well. But since he played cornerback last year, I put him as a DB. So I kind of just stash him with cornerbacks, and I'll also stash him with safeties. But how much credence do you give to the rosters online? How much would you say that matters to anything as of right now? You
just talking about roster because there's no depth chart yet.
No depth chart. I'm talking about positional wise, right? Is Najee going back to safety full time because he is on the roster is listed as an S again, whereas last year he was back listed as a cornerback?
Yeah, I think they probably listed him at a safety. I think he's one of those guys that's interchangeable. But his original position when he came out of college, that's where he was. The thing is, because of his athletic prowess, he's able to play both, Marcus. You know, and we needed him to play both, right? He's got a lot of speed. He's got a ton of ability. He's very physical when you need him to be. We love Nasi over here. We do. Good guy. Everything he gives, man, he gives 100% on everything he does. And so can't fault the guy, man, for putting in all the work that it takes to be out here on an NFL football team. So I do believe that maybe that's what it is, that they probably moved back to safety saying, hey, look, we got a ton of corners. And they do. They got a ton of corners out here, right?
When we get to the list, that's one thing that stood out. There's a lot of cornerbacks in this list.
Corners. So they say, hey, Nas, go on, move over here. We know what you can do. So now part of his ability, because he's done a lot, at corner, he's a much better cover safety. We know he's going to be able to hit. I tell you what, man, he'd be surprising at that position at safety. Like he's getting drafted at that position. He knew what he had about him. So now, if this is just what he's doing this right here, man, hey, brother, hey, go at it. Go at it, Nazi. Go out there and compete. And so that safeties always have a problem with that. It's covering guys. He's not going to have that problem. We've seen him come up and hit guys. I mean, absolutely tattoo dudes. And so we know he has that in him too. So he's a solid guy at that position, man. I for real, he's a solid guy at that position. So we are here for him. I think it is.
You're right though. That's a good point. Last year we saw Shamari Connor is a safety that we put him in playing the slot, right, and playing some cornerback. So he's another one of those guys who can do it all. But he never actually played cornerback full time like Nazi did last year and coming off an ACL injury. So Nazi's had some time to do that, play the cornerback position. Now, if he's going back to safety, we're like, okay, we're going to primarily play you at safety. But in a pinch, if we need you to go guard the guy in the slot, I'm okay with Nazi doing that just based on what we saw last year. Yes, he got burned sometimes last year, but also he showed he could be stride for stride with some of these guys. And so I'm okay because he actually has the experience of playing cornerback in the National Football League as well as being a safety too. So now you can have that kind of guy where Chamari doing that last year, maybe Nazi steps up and can be in that role a little bit more this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he'll probably fit better in that position because we've seen him go to do slot too. Chamari, we know he's a very talented guy. And it goes back to what we were talking about these past few weeks is depth. We got depth everywhere, Marcus. That's a great place to be. I told you the difficult part is guys making the 53-man roster. That's going to be the hard part. It's like, man, who's going to stay who's not going to make it? Because we got a lot of talented guys, man, on both sides of football, especially at the position at safety too, right? So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, I pulled some quotes, too, from Dave Merritt on some of these guys. Obviously, we talked about his Brian Cook quote last week, but he also had comments to say about Trey McDuffie, the old can he play outside receiver or they want to play slot receiver or play slot cornerback or outside cornerback. Dave Merritt addressed that. Dave Merritt addressed our new guys, Christian Fulton and Noel Williams, too. So some sound bites from him tonight so we can get you to comment on that, JD.
Okay.
So we'll begin with looking at some of the guys who are returning to this Kansas City Chiefs secondary. So we got returning guys, JD. So we got Trey McDuffie back, Jalen Watson back, Joshua Williams, Chris Roland-Wallace, Darius Rush, Eric Scott Jr., and then I had Chamari Connor and Nas Johnson listed there as DB just because they're going to be kind of playing all over the place. And Chris Roland-Wallace is also listed as DB on the website as well. Not sure if they're going to have him play safety at all, but he was listed as DB. JD, when you see a guy's the differentiator between a guy who's listed as a CB versus a DB, what does that really mean? Does that just mean he's versatile? Is that what that means?
Yeah, you can interpret it as such. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. Being in, you could pencil them in anywhere, corner, safety, and they can do it all. They definitely do it all. So yeah, I could see that because everybody that has DB on it are those type of guys, right? From what I'm looking at right here. Like we're not gonna have Jalen Watson ain't going to go safety. Trent is not playing safety. Josh, none of them playing safety. You know what I mean? At least not right now. As long as they got their speed, still got their cover skills. They ain't going back there to play no safety.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, like Amba says, nickel corner, sometimes free safety. Yeah. So JD, obviously, these are the guys who are returning. Obviously, McDuffie, Watson, and Williams all have been kind of mainstays on this team since they got to the league. And you have Najee Johnson and Shamari Connor play pivotal roles. Guys, we'll probably see him at safety as well when we do our safety list next week. But a lot of contributors on this on the other returning guys here from this cornerback room. Also, Trey McDuffie, we know the contract is coming up here soon. So very pivotal year for him. But Jay, what stands out to you from the guys who are returning to the squad this upcoming season from the cornerback room?
Well, we know we always have the solid win in Trent McDuffie, right? We know we have one of the best corners in the league. I would say top 3 for sure. Top 5, you're arguing the point that people, he does, well, whatever. Trent is right there with everybody. And then, of course, there goes the question mark. The question mark is who's going to fill in for that second corner. Jalen had gotten hurt last year. Much better this year. See how he's going to come back and he's going to play. Joshua Williams is another guy that we wanted him to take a step forward last year and he didn't quite do it. Like, at least that was more consistent. See what is going to happen this year with him as well, okay? See how this is going to work. When you start talking about these other guys out here, man, I mean, it's all about how they're going to fit in with our scheme. Obviously, we like running a lot more man coverage than everybody else in the league. That's our forte. That's what Spags likes to do. And so you got to make sure you have your head on the swivel. You got to make sure you stay right there in that wide receiver's hip pocket. You got to understand spatial awareness where everybody else is on the field. And you got to be physical at the line of scrimmage, especially if you're doing bumper run on corner. If you're doing that type of guy, you got to be physical. And we never really had a problem with that whatsoever. So question marks, I do believe that's going to be filled. We're going to get an answer probably sooner than later, to be honest with you. Now, obviously, you get into camp. He's like, all the guys are battling. The coaches know without a doubt who is slided right now as the top guy. They can see it. They can tell by the way that they work. They can tell by the way that they're, what they run technique-wise, their football IQ. They're watching everything. And so we'll see who's going to come out of this fire, man. So you're going to come out of the fire as their second guy, okay? But it's a great battle. It's a great battle.
Yeah, and also, too, like, obviously, yeah, we talked about the other day, one of the storylines in training camp is coming here is going to be the number 2 guy, which I want to say number 2 cornerback was also a storyline last year, but I think that was more like who is going to step up for that spot, whereas this year there's a few guys we can point to who's going to be that guy. Was it going to be Fulton? Was it going to be Watson? Last year, we just wanted somebody to step up to be that number 2 guy. So that's an interesting change from last year. But also, to see Watson, Will Williams come back and be a contributor? Last year's kind of a rough year for him. And then also you got CRW, Chris Roland-Wallace, who was a rookie last year, who kind of stepped up into kind of being a somewhat of a contributor, rotating in last year. What did you see from Chris Roland-Wallace? I know there's a lot of Chief fans who think he could be a guy maybe down the road for the Chiefs at some point.
I think he's got a lot of tenacity. He's young and he's still learning. And the problem goes into this. When you first get into the league, you're trying to find out where you fit. Trying to find out where you fit in with everybody else. And it's kind of tough because you got guys that are older than you that's kind of playing this, and it was kind of musical chairs at corner last year. And the guys seemed like they were fine with it, right? And I think they all supported one another, but they knew, like, hey, man, if somebody needed a break or somebody's not doing well, I get my shot, I get my turn. And it was never like, I'm going to give you the reins. Spags never did that because nobody really just showed it and shined themselves out there. Nobody did that. Jalen Watson's coming off the injury. Obviously, Jalen probably was the one that with the leg up more than anything gets hurt. And all of a sudden, look at the Super Bowl, he didn't he gets beat and he just, wasn't the same guy. A little rusty. That's hard, man, because you got to run and you turn. There's a lot that goes into that, man. Look, we're talking about the best athletes on the field, okay? Besides tight ends, right? That's what I would say. But secondary, the corners, man, are the best athletes on the field. I don't mind stepping back from that because they are. You watch these guys out there and things they can do. You talking about you got a couple of guys running backwards, they running forward at you. Stop on a down, get out, and come. Man, it's a hard thing, man. It's a hard task. And so, yeah, I think Christian Williams or Wallace actually he's he's a young guy. So we just had to see more from him. Training camp, get a little bit more touch. So is Dave going to talk about him too? Does he bring him up in the?
Nah. The only guys he talked about was Noel, Cook, Trent, and Fulton.
Okay. Well, I think he's got to make his name. He's got to make a name for himself. He's got to set himself apart. What are you going to do to set yourself apart from everybody else? That's really the question. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting room because last year, right, we kind of we had a lot of unknowns. Now we kind of know what we have in the room now. So Roland-Wallace, who's a guy who, came on the scene, it's going to be tough for him to make. It's kind of like that last wide receiver spot in that cornerback room this year because there's a lot of guys vying for those last few spots. I even talk about Nas, playing safety, cornerback, the versatility there, kind of what you can do for me all over the DB room. So that's going to be interesting, the last cornerback spot. But, JD, we talked about Trey McDuffie, and a lot of people said, with getting Christian Fulton, maybe that means McDuffie will be a slot cornerback because he really is a slot cornerback. He's not actually an outside cornerback, which is, pretty insulting comparatively since we've seen him do his work on the outside, right? And a lot of people say, he's strong as a slot corner. A lot of people say that, but Dave Merritt had something to say about Trent McDuffie and his skills. So here's Dave Merritt on Trent McDuffie.
Trent is still our number one, and so he's at the outside position. I'm quite sure that Spags has a little more, would put a little more emphasis on possibly trying to move Trent around if we can. And so, but right now, Trent is the number one outside corner, and if we get to a point during the season where we can slide him in the inside, that'll be great.
This kind of echoes what you've been saying all along when we talked about this earlier on in the offseason, people saying, he's more of a slot cornerback. Let's draft a guy so we can put him in at his actual position. That's one good thing about McDuffie is the fact that you can keep him outside, and then if need be, you can move him around. And that's what you love about him, kind of being the ultimate chess piece as a cornerback. You can kind of move him all over the place if need be. But, yeah, it looks like Dave Merritt kind of echoed what you said, JD. He is the cornerback one.
He's the cornerback one, and he's played like it. And like I said, it goes into what he's done, all year, what he's graded out at. And so what Dave is actually saying when he says he's a cornerback one, but they can move him around, that means Trent can travel. Okay, so what does that mean? That means your best receiver, wherever he is on the field, Trent McDuffie in man coverage will go get him. Okay, having a corner that travels defensively is an asset. It's an asset because what you're telling him primarily do is shut down their big dog, shut down their guy. That's what you want him to do. So if Justin Jefferson, give you one, Tyreek Hill, whoever it may be, is you think it's going to kill you for the game and you go into defensive blueprint as far as what you're going to go. Teams may go in and say, hey, look, what we're going to do is we're going to look for matchups. It's all about matchups in the league. Matchup is Tyreek Hill on the second corner, or Tyreek Hill in a slot, or somebody else that may be not as good as Trent McDuffie. Well, David's saying, shoot, if we need to, the other guys step up. Trent could travel. Let him stay on Tyreek. We don't want Tyreek killing us or Justin Jefferson or CD Lamb, we're going to be playing him this year. They're going to be throwing the ball to him. So that's what it means when he said he can move him around. And so doing that, but also to give him the ability to blitz off because he does the corner and all those different things. It's chess pieces to Spags. And so he'll utilize that maybe as a cover, okay, if you will, right? He'll bluff. Well, Trent's going to be on his side. Well, now he might just come or he might do something totally different. And that's what I love about it. Okay, that gives you more space for creativity, Marcus, especially with your defense game plan. So he's a dog. We used to call the old McGruff the crime dog. That's McDuffie the crime dog, right? So that's a beautiful thing if he's able to do that. It really is. It changes things. Now, obviously, we know that teams down have two jokers that they have at least, right? Who's going to kill you? But we know, Jamar Chase is number one up there in Cincinnati. You can name all the number ones on people's teams. Yep. You understand that. You just hope that everybody else holds up on they end of the bargain to shut down number 2. So,
JD, obviously you and I are both on the same page. We both love McDuffie. We both think he's a beast. Why do you think he gets this disrespect? Is it because of his stature is the reason why people say, oh, he's more of a slot cornerback? I mean, and it's not to knock slot cornerbacks. Slot cornerbacks have a role, right? And it adds to his versatility, the fact that he can do slot cornerbacks, because not every cornerback one can be an inside guy, which just tells you how talented he is. But why does he get that, like, oh, he's primarily a slot cornerback, so if the Chiefs do replace him on the outside, you can move him back to his position? Because I remember that was a lot of people's rationales for drafting a cornerback high, either in the first round or the second round, so they can move Trey McDuffie back to his position of being a slot cornerback. Why does he get that kind of level of disrespect?
it is. It's because of size. That's what they're doing. They count him out. You know, he's not the size of a Sauce Gardner or Patrick Surtain II. He's not that type of guy, that size. He ain't built like that big dude, 6'2", or 6'3", 6'4", the opposing force of a guy that you look at. Trent McDuffie gets the job done. He's every bit of 5'10", standing on a couple of shoulder pads. He's 5'10", So hey, but he can say he's 5'10", he's 5'10", whatever, right? 5'10". Trent McDuffie's 5'10", but that joker plays like he's 6'4". Plays like he's 6'4". And the thing is, if you're 6'4", he may have a couple more interceptions going up. But the thing is, he is in everybody's hip pocket. He's in their chest. He shuts them down. He's a shutdown corner in this league. So, yeah, put him in a slot if you want to say that. That, to me, you're doing a disservice for a guy that could cover anybody in the league and do a hell of a job with it, right? Because you're going to have big receivers that are 6'4", right? Xavier Legette and all those guys, you start talking about all the day when I start talking like Legette when I start talking, saying his name. But that's the problem. The problem is, he's just not a tall guy. But he's got a big heart and he's got big playability. And that's all you need. That's it. You cover a guy like that all day long, Marcus. So.
And a short tackler. That's something a lot of those DB ones we're talking about, the prototypical cornerback size, those guys can't tackle like Trey McDuffie either. No,
he's solid. He's a solid guy. And the thing is, because he has low center of gravity, he's got big thighs, which helps him a lot too, man. He's powerful. That's another thing they need to understand, man. He'll get into Joker's chest and take somebody right off their route. And we've seen it. He's sticky like glue, man. He is sticky like glue. That's why he's rated so high, because of it. So, yeah, you want to say because he's 5'10" or whatever it is, you want to short him, go ahead. He's one of the best corners in the league. Cover corners, period, bottom line, and tacklers. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Tyron Young, I think because he has a gaping hole in his game, and that's the taller, speedy wide receiver on deep routes, he is getting better.
Getting better, but he don't believe that. He don't believe there's a hole in his game at all.
Yeah, but I quite frankly think that the reason why, because a lot of people also, his ball hawk ability, right? He's not an interception guy, right? His stats, he had 2 last year. It was his first 2 of his career in the NFL, and I think he only had maybe 2 or 3 in college. But that kind of tells you he's really not getting targeted a lot, because that means he's shadowing his guy, and the quarterbacks really aren't testing him. That's why he's not getting that many interceptions, which kind of tells you how good a play he is. If you're not hearing a guy's name all the time, especially a cornerback, that means he's not getting targeted for good reason.
Yeah.
That's also plays a part too, and why he may not get the attention that all other cornerbacks get, because he's not really getting interceptions because he's not really getting targeted.
But no, because then they would recognize that you just don't throw to that side. You don't throw on that guy, and it's actually good if you don't hear his name. Like you said, they know. Hey, quarterbacks, buyer beware. 22's over there. Do not throw that way. Okay, do not throw that. And guess what? The quarterback coach, the OC, he'll let everybody know. Don't throw over there to Trent McDuffie. If you try to throw a slant, he'll pick it off. They'll let you know. They know what the guy's strength is. So maybe fans and everybody else out here don't recognize it. We know it. Coaches know. They see it. Hey, offenses know who 22 is. They do. And so we've seen everybody's best, showing it to him, and Trent, he stepped up to the plate, man. He's done it. We've seen it. So.
Yeah. So before we move on to the new faces in the cornerback room, Anybody outside of Trent McDuffie that you're kind of looking at in this going into the season that you're going to be kind of watching in training camp? Like, I want to see his development. Or I want to see how he does with this battle that he's going to have.
Of the returning guys?
Of the returning guys.
I mean, it's always, man, I always say his name, Joshua Williams. Fayetteville, man, where you at? Stand up, baby. This is yours for the taking. It is yours for the taking. Now, look, and they brought in the competition. They brought in Fulton and those guys like, hey, these guys are supposed to be that dude, okay? Fulton, those guys are real guys. And Fulton's probably that guy slotted as a second dude. So it's up to you how you want to take a back seat. Or you're going to come in and compete, and you're going to fight for your job, okay? So we root for all of them. We root for everybody. So I always look for Joshua Williams, his development, man. When I told you, man, when I was out there on the field, I'm looking at this joker run by me. I'm like, man, look at this dude. I'm 6'6", every bit of it, And his sucker flew by me. I'm like, look at this condor out here running. I'm like, he's got all the physical tools, man. All the physical tools. So shout out to some people. Stanley Mooney just coming in. Zulu just got here. Teron Young. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Jeremiah de Muertos. Good to see you. I just want to say what's up to y'all. So go ahead. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, he took a step back last year. It was kind of confusing because he was headed in a good place. Then last year we wanted a guy for him to step up. It was his chance. And yeah, he has all physical tools. I mean, everything you'd want in a cornerback. Just kind of need to put it all together this year.
So you know what it is. Like I said before, it's as a young guy, Fayetteville, smaller school. I could tell from when he does interviews and whatnot, man, he's a good-hearted guy. He's a good-hearted guy. Guy like that will compete, but you almost want like the killer mentality out there, right? Like, this belongs to me. This is mine, right? Everybody's coming in second for me. So you want to be planted. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and take it over. You got to take these positions over. Some guys are not scared to do it. They're not. Some guys try to talk a good game and just don't have it. I don't think he goes into like, he don't seem like a big talker to me, trying to be intimidating. He goes out there, plays his game. Like I said, he's got all the physical tools that he needs. So from him, he just got to go out there, man, and just set his foot down and says, I'm the dude. Fayetteville, stand up. Fayetteville, stand up. So.
Yeah. For me, I mean, Josh Williams is a great one, just the bounce back. But the two I'm looking at, obviously, Watson, when we talk about kind of the fight for that cornerback 2 job. Also, too, coming off that injury, he literally came back during the season with that injury and played in the Super Bowl. A lot of people want to shit on his performance in the Super Bowl, but like, hey, guy was literally just a few weeks prior was out. And he gritted and grinded back to the field, and that's what you love to see. And then Nazi, came back last year, new position, coming off the ACL injury. He was kind of surprised as far as starting for some games at cornerback. Again, new position for him, and coming off an ACL injury. Now he's got 1 year removed from that injury now, so he's 2 years since that injury. So kind of going out there and doing his thing, and apparently, he's looked great. A lot of the OTAs, he's had some good days that have been highlighted. So, I mean, Nazi, and if he is going back to safety, maybe we see a little bit more from him as far as in the safety department and the cornerback department. So I'm curious to see how they utilize him because, Spags likes versatility with some of these guys to be able to utilize him in 2 different capacities and assets on the secondary. I love to see that. So I'm curious to see how they utilize him this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we love Nazi on Chief Concerns.
Absolutely. Great guy, man. Great ability. So.
All right, so here are the new faces. JD mentioned that Christian Fulton and Noah Williams. And outside of that, we have some rooks here. Jacoby Covington from USC. Melvin Smith Jr., I believe, went to South Carolina. Melvin Smith is Southern Arkansas. And
okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then the other guys, Kevin Knowles, FSU. What were you going to say, JD?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the new guys, right? Christian Fulton, big signing that we had this offseason, one of the bigger signings outside the Jalen Moore signing. And then, as you know, Williams, the ball hawk of this past draft from Cal. We were big fans of on the show and their pre-draft stuff. Yeah. So JD, obviously, we have some sound bites from our DB's coach Dave Merritt on the Christian Fulton and Noel Williams. But what stands out to you from what you see from the new faces here, JD? Who are you most excited to see from these guys?
I'm seeing some real dogs. You know what I was telling you about, like trying to take over. You got some mentalities that's going to take over. They're going to come in and they're absolutely going to, clean their feet off inside the house. Yeah, this is mine. They ain't standing outside knocking on the door. Them suckers coming in, throwing their bags down, okay, making themselves at home. This belongs to me. So, and they looking around like, hey, man, a couple of y'all jokers have been here for a couple of years. Ain't nobody doing it. So guess what? They done paid a couple of, Christian Fulton, paid him some money. Why? Because they wanted a starter. They want a guy that came in, okay? And we know he's got ability. We know he's going to be physical. So his is just being able to play man the entire time. He had that injury last year. And we seen that he got a little bit better. You know, he has what he needs to have to make a difference. But he has that ability. He's healthy this year. Noah Williams. Look, we know about Noah Williams. Okay. Speed-wise, is that concerning? We'll find out. We'll have to see. But he has a lot of ability. Young guy. I think he's high IQ. They love him. I think he's going to be another guy that's coming in to challenge. And so it's another one like, hey, man, somebody's moving back. I'm just telling you, somebody's moving back. These guys are not coming over here to say, okay, I'm going to sit on the bench for like 2 or 3 years, Marcus. They're not doing that. You jokers come here to come play. Come start. So that's what I see. That's the things I see, right? But go ahead.
Well, I think it's interesting because last year, obviously, we talked about Roland-Wallace, USC guy undrafted, and then we bring in Jacoby Covington, another undrafted guy from USC. I'm curious, actually, if they have the same measurement. So Jacoby Covington, 6'2", 200, pretty big.
That's
okay,
when I said whoa, that's why I was like, let me shoot.
Yeah, that's pretty big for a cornerback. 6'2", 200.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then look at CRW Roland-Wallace, 5'11", 202. So same kind of thickness, but a little shorter as far as the height there. Curious what Covington's 40 time was, honestly. Jacoby Covington's 40 time. Okay, there you go. 4.64. So.
Force. I mean.
Just get some cushion. Just get some cushion. Just play 10 yards off. You're all right.
No, They were asking to do here. Can't get no 10 yards out, man. You gotta be that joker's hip pocket. If you got 4.6, man, you need makeup speed. So that could be he could have had just a bad run. I don't even know.
That's true. A 4.52 shuttle, does that do anything for you? Yeah, well, he's an undrafted guy, so project guy. So we'll see how he goes. But interesting that we've gone for USC guys 2 years in a row in the UDFA market there in the cornerback position. So it's interesting. Mm-hmm. So Jenny, you talk about Christian Fulton, one of our bigger signings this offseason. Again, you talk about a guy who's proven that he can play at a high level in the NFL with the Titans and the Chargers. Had a good year, first half of the season last year. Had hamstring injuries, but in the second half of the season playing through the hamstring injuries. We kind of saw a decline in his play. Nonetheless, Chiefs saw enough. And we did our film study on him during the offseason. Yeah, the kid brings a lot to the table. Sure tackler. And yeah, kind of a big guy. So here is Dave Merritt on Christian Fulton and what he's seen so far from him.
His competitiveness. I liked him when he came out of school, LSU. And so I look back even on my notes and, he was just a guy that would compete. And so just looking at the tape and just knowing that, okay, free agency hits and we don't have a chance to land a top free agent all the time. And so having the chance to land Christian here, I think his competitiveness is going to be one that's going to help us out.
So, JD, what do you think about his assessment? I mean, obviously not something you can – it's not a number or anything, not something you can measure on the field, but saying you can say his competitiveness, and he said that like multiple times throughout that soundbite there. What does that tell you about Christian Fulton? Obviously, he said he had him circled coming out of LSU, too, so there's been a lot of love there.
Everything we said when we first got him here, when we did our evaluation and I was talking about him, and I brought the videos up. I know we still don't have those, probably have them somewhere, but we saw him compete. We've seen the things that he was doing out there. Dave is absolutely right. The competitive nature is what I'm talking about right there, Marcus. Like the go-getter. He's from LSU, so LSU is all about dogs. That joke has been covering a whole lot of dogs out there in the wide receiver room too. So we know what the competition's all about. He didn't see, all the guys, Jefferson, and he didn't see all of them. And so he's ready. He's ready. So as long as he's healthy, I told you, Esther Joker's going to come in here and he's going to wear the cowboy boots, kicking your couch. Up your couch. This is my spot. That's what it is. Okay? Y'all don't understand the reference. There's that Dave Chappelle talking about Rick James coming in with dirty cowboy boots. If y'all ain't never seen that. Yeah. Nice place. That's what he said with the dirty cowboy boots, dirty cleats on. This is his spot, though. So, yeah, man, I think Fulton, he's the guy. They paid him some money to get here anyway because nobody else is stepping up. And actually going to kind of like a game in blouses. I know it, John Marshall. Yeah. Blouses. Yeah. That's funny, that Prince one. So Amber Brown asked this great question, right? How much of the number of dibs in the room is more about making sure the guys on the team last year don't get complacent because they have hungry people trying to make the team? That's a fair assessment. They do bring guys in to compete. Like I said before, they're not going to hold guys' hands. They're not. But when you're a corner, when you're a DB, it surpasses just the competition because you almost have to be on an island, most of the time, and you gotta make the tackle. You gotta make the play. And they can't have somebody who is loosey-goosey, somebody who's going to have shaky knees out there or doubt their skills, or they can't have a guy like that. And if there's any doubt in a guy like that in your DB room, they need to go find some more dogs. Somebody who's going to go out there and go hunt, who's going to punch somebody in the mouth, who's not scared of any type of competition, who's going to step up big in the big games, and it doesn't matter who you put in front of him, he feels like he's going to win. That's what you need. And so, yeah, is it about some of the complacency? I said this before, and I'm not taking anything away from guys. The nicety and guys being, they're great guys. They are. But you need some, somebody who meat eaters going to sink their teeth in you. You come out there and you're going to be in that, yeah, man, I bet you don't run that route again. You tell your quarterback, you tell everybody else, they bet not throw it this way. You bet not. Every DB I know that's worth their salt, they're a DB. Why? Because they're going to let you know they're the best on the field. They're going to know. Now, is the game going to be equal to what the mouth is saying? That's the question. Christian Fulton has a lot of ability, man. He plays hard. He plays physical. Does a great job. So, absolutely. It is part of it is a comparison. So,
when a guy gets paid the amount that Christian Fulton did, is it safe to say he is right now inked in at the number 2 cornerback spot, or is that Jalen Watson because he's already been there and he's already been that number 2 guy?
Shoot, now they could. Hey, look, how much did he get paid? Who was it? You got his contract?
Yeah, God, I think it was like a 2-year, 30-something million. So I think it was like 16 a year.
Man, look, they didn't bring that joker in to come sit the bench. No, sir.
Yeah, 2 years, $20 million, $15 million guaranteed.
Yeah, they ain't come for you to come over here and get the towel and the water bottles for the other guys out there on the field. Not for that much money. They came for you to come in and compete. They came for you to come in and that be your spot. You didn't come in to be the backup of the third string and we don't know nothing about you. We came in, same thing like Jalen Moore on the other side. We want you to be the starter, okay? You here to compete to be the starter, all right? So Christian Fulton on the other side, same thing. We brought you in here to be the guy. It's up to the other guys around here in the room that didn't get all things done last year to take your job, okay? Yeah, we're going to compete. We get up there, everybody going to say the nice things. Oh, it's going to be great competition. Absolutely. Them suckers did just like this. Christian Fulton, 20 minutes. Yep. Pencil him in. Pencil him in. So he ain't taking the water bottles around. Sorry.
So you think the real battle is the number 3 cornerback spot? Then so you think Jalen Watson and Williams and Noah Williams that fight's made for that DB3 spot?
It's still the number 2. If the guys compete to beat him, then they beat him. Period. Bottom line. If they outplay him, if what they're showing is better than what he's putting out on the field, they will beat him. But right now, Christian Fulton is the second DB. It's their job to win out. So hopefully, like I was saying before, we ain't being too nice. I'm not sitting on this bench. Jalen Watson, we're sitting over saying Joshua Williams. Those guys should be thinking, I'm the number 2. This is my spot. Guess what? We're gonna with your dirty cowboy boots, we're gonna tag your legs, right? Like Eddie Murphy and Charlie did on Rick James. When he came in with he's like, what you doing? Yeah, you don't come in like that. We're gonna give him some help. We're gonna give you some help. We're gonna compete, we're gonna take the job. You're gonna have to take it from us. That's a lot of references. I don't if y'all not watching Dave Chappelle's show, I don't know what it's like about 8 years ago. I don't know. Might be longer.
That was longer than that. I was in elementary school, so a long time ago.
Oh, was it? Dang, God. Was that long?
I think so. I think it was like 06 or 05.
What? Oh, geez.
I want to say so.
Yeah. That's what coaching does for you, Marcus. 5 years down, I don't even know where it went. Believe me.
The time just blurs.
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying that to somebody the other day. I said, dang, I was coach, man, in college. And those years, don't even know where they went.
The Game Blasters skit aired February 18th, 2004.
What? Yeah. Okay. Some good TV, man. Cocaine is a hell of a drug use. Zulu, yes, it is. You said something like that today, didn't we? You talking about somebody was talking. We said that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We were talking about something on the text chain.
Yeah.
So obviously the other guy, big name guy that we got. So obviously Christian Fulton was a big name free agent we brought in for the secondary. And of course, I do want to reference this, kind of going back to Rich Cooper, what he says here. We won't have to force safeties to play corner this season, hopefully. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
probably the big thing. So for regardless to who wins number 2, the number 3 spot, number 4 spot even, we are in a much better position than we are this year because we know we have faith in who these guys are, more proven guys, and also 2, we won't have to have Shamari Connor come play Ladd McConkey in the slot this year. We have guys who can do that now. So all in all, whoever wins the number 2, number 3 spot, I feel much better about the secondary and cornerbacks as a whole going into the season than I did last year.
Yes, sir. No question about it. Absolutely. So, yeah.
So Christian Fulton, obviously a 2 year, $20 million deal. And then on the other end, so a couple months later during the draft, 3rd round comes around. Chiefs end up drafting Noah Williams from California. UC Berkeley. Guy led the nation in interceptions, also can return the ball as well on punt. So he kind of gives us a little bit of everything there. But here is what Dave Merritt had to say at his press conference. And on this given day, Spags had talked before Dave Merritt and said that Noah Williams had a bit of a rough day. And they asked Dave Merritt about Noah Williams and his rough day.
The Golden Bear. Let's see.
I think the kid is his head is spinning a little bit, a lot of volume, but he's playing one position, corner. So I told him he's got to get ready to play some other positions. And so for that one position, he needs to just, continue to grow and pick it up as we see him growing into the player that we hope that he'll turn into.
So, JD, anything to take away from Coach Dave Merritt there? And I know there were some fans I saw who were kind of scared about the comments there from Dave Merritt about the rookie.
No, man, the guy is young. He's a young dude. Noah Williams was a what? What pick was Noah Williams? He was our fourth pick, right? So fourth pick.
85, third round, 85th pick.
85th pick. So his head's gonna be spinning this early. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. Dave's like, there's some other things you need to learn, but you got one position that you need to learn right now, and that's corner. Just do what we ask you to do. And so when you come in, all the things you learned in the college, we're going to give you a clean slate. We're going to build on everything that you learned in college, okay? It ain't Berkeley no more. It ain't at Cal. It's the real, it's the big boys up here now. This is it. This is the big stage. So he just got to get himself together, man. He'll get into it. It's early, man. Dang on. The guy just got here. This joke just got here, man. So we're gonna give him time to grow, like we gave these other guys who were, Joshua Williams, I think was our fourth round pick. Jalen Watson came in and they grew. And so we're gonna throw him in the fire. We're gonna see what he's gonna be able to do. I tell you what he's gonna learn. He's gonna learn real quick. You know why? Because we got the fastest receiving core in the NFL. Who's better to do it against than our guys? Very talented guys. So it's good for him. He's going to learn quick. So I ain't worried about that. Sure.
What are realistic expectations for Noah Williams going into the season, right? I mean, because we talk about how deep the room is, right? You talk about McDuffie, Fulton, Watson, Williams. I mean, those are guys who've had a lot of playing time under their belt, a lot of starting appearances for all those guys. Obviously, we know McDuffie's one and Fulton number 2 or 3, but in the Watson and the Williams were of the world. Where do you kind of see Noah Williams kind of getting into the mix this year?
Special teams. Yeah, that's unless he just comes out there and just beats everybody out, he needs to be ready because guys get hurt. Is he going to travel? But right now, that entire room is full. It's filled with guys. It's filled with like real dudes, man. I said it before. Say it again. This ain't for the faint of heart. If you're a DB coming here to Kansas City, you're going to start looking around the room like, oh, my goodness. What have I got myself into? Well, I tell you what, you better swim. My mom used to say this all the time. She would say, I used to tell her, she's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. Keep my head above water. She said, shoot, you better swim. Ooh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You better swim. Don't just keep your head above water. Don't come here just treading water and I'm just making it. No, sir. So it comes right there for Mama Dunn. Okay. You better swim. So you better swim, man. He'll make it. He'll be all right.
Yeah, well, obviously, a third-round pick with Noah Williams, so he probably will make the team. So there's probably no scare there in seeing that. But I do remember 2016, the Chiefs did draft third-round pick cornerback Kavari Russell in the 74th pick of that draft, and he didn't make it past training camp, which was the ultimate, it's just your third-round pick. Doesn't always mean you're going to make the team.
It don't. It does not. It does not. I think Noah Williams will be fine. I think he'll make the team. He's going to be all right. We're going to give him time to develop. The good thing is there's guys in front of him that can do the job. If they can't, Noah Williams will step up for that. So we're going to be all right. Word.
There you
go. What up, Neff? Word to you.
And that's one of the positions where cornerbacks, one of the positions where I trust Veach and the scouting department because they've been obviously, like you mentioned, Josh Williams, Jalen Watson. These are late round guys who've contributed on Super Bowl championship winning teams. So they saw Noah Williams. We liked him on our show pre-draft analysis wise. So they liked him in the third round. I feel like this guy will step up at some point, whether it's this year or next year. And I think the main pick, the no wins pick really for next year, mainly because we're talking about Watson's a free agent, Josh Williams is a free agent, Nazi's a free agent. We'll see what happens in the Trey McDuffie situation. But again, no wins wasn't a pick for this year. I don't think. I think it was a pick for next year.
You can carve your place out by putting your head down and going to work, putting that grind in. Okay, learn what you need to learn. Like Dave Merrick, look, learn your position. I know you're trying to look. Everything's coming at you fast, and it is about volume. And what they're looking at, the OTAs and mini camps and stuff is all about retaining. It's retention, retaining the information, Mark. It's what it is. As coaches, well, part of it is that's the test. Throw this at you. We're gonna throw this at you. We're gonna throw this at you. What do you think? What do you have on this? Cover 3. If you got the same, okay, I got this. What was your technique? Hey, coach, we do it. This now you ain't you ain't a cow. This is how we teach it. Like Damani Green Bees will say, the technique. How we teach the technique. Okay, I want you to go through it. Talk about the steps. What do you do? What's the response? How far back are you sitting? All those different things, right? So he just got to be Johnny on the spot, be ready with it. Just be ready. But look, study your position. Study the best. Watch the guys in front of you. They will lead you the way. They will lead you the way. So, yes, sir.
Drinking from a firehouse, as Coach says.
The fire hose.
Firehouse,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah, it's a good one right there, Rich.
so Stanley Mooney asks, how many are we keeping on the roster? So there's a lot of quarterbacks we're talking about here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 new ones. And then for the returning guys, if you add in Najee and Shamari, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And obviously with Najee and Shamari, you're going to be able to kind of utilize those guys, whether the safety position or the cornerback position. So but 13 guys, you include those.
Let me see.
So JD's super early prediction on cornerback numbers here.
Mm.
And are you including Shamari and Najee as safeties or cornerbacks, JD?
I just did the number. So
Okay.
I ain't get time to do the names, but I'll say I'm just going with what we're going to have.
Okay.
At the end of all of it. So shoot. Okay. Yeah. So the way it is, I'm looking at it right now. You're going to have either 6 or 7 D linemen, probably 5 linebackers. And these can move. 7, 8 DBs and 4 safeties. That's what it's going to look like. And then you tell those guys as DBs, it's going to be, it could be Chamari, whatever, Najee. And what the value starts with, what can you do on special teams? You better be great at that. You better have your hand up every chance you get. You better be right beside Dave every time he's asking somebody to do something. Any of these guys that you ain't number 1, number 2, you better be right there beside him. When I'm turning around, I better run over top of you. Oh, hey, man. Hey, coach, I got you. What do you want? Okay, cool. Put you in. All right? And then, hey, I'm gonna let you run with all the other stuff. Did we ever play that video, man, with the special teams coach from Atlanta?
I don't know if we did.
Can we play that?
Is it on X?
Oh,
Let me see.
I don't know. Is that the only thing we can play? X?
Well, I go on YouTube as well. Atlanta.
Hold on. Yeah.
It's a speech he had.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Coach Hard Knocks. Woo-wee. Hard Truths or Hard Knocks.
Well, where's that at?
On
Is it on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Hard Truths of Hard Knocks.
It's gonna be some language, so all of y'all get ready for this. Okay, if y'all never seen it, y'all got to check it out. We gonna play it? Can we play it?
Yeah. And so is that the one that says from 9 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ooh-wee, this is real. Language here, folks. So just yo.
That brings me back so much memories as like high school and college when guys are getting ripped into. You're sitting there, kind of like kind of snickering and laughing a little bit when other people are getting like called out.
Yeah. But you better not get caught snickering. You better not get caught smiling. Nobody, because he will call you out too. And I'm telling you, man, I'm telling meetings are ripping people up. So I apologize about the obviously the cursing and all of that. That's him on there. And I struggle to try to keep it somewhere PG, 30, whatever.
That's football. Right? It happens.
Yeah, but that one, you ain't good enough to be at. That was funny. That was a good one. I'm like, dang, you ain't good enough to be at. I was like, yo, that is for real. That is for real. But what that is that's responsibility and accountability to the man next to you and everything that you do. And you've seen it. Look, Devontae Freeman, right? He's a starter. Rookie, we don't care who you are when you come in. Look, and I'm telling you, things have changed somewhat. They have. It's changed in the NFL. But guys come in, they don't care how good you think you are. Teams don't need you. We're going to use your talents. We want you here. Do all those different things. We're going to deal with you for a little while, but, you keep messing around, you're going to find yourself out of here. You're going to find yourself out of a job. And they are not playing around with anybody. That, like they said, truth, absolutely. You know why? Because that man's his job is on the line. He has a boss. He needs to answer to. He's telling these guys. So you come in here and you are complacent, like Andre Brown was sitting there saying, you complacent. I'm gonna hit you with some hard truth. Now, obviously, the Chiefs are a little bit more, have more tact. Okay, Spags is a lot more softer, but he's gonna tell you the truth. Spags is still who he is now. Okay, he's still a New York guy. Yeah, hey, he ain't gonna. He's just gonna tell you the truth. He's gonna say it in a nicer way, but it's still gonna be truth, and you better listen to it. Because if not, you're gonna find yourself out there at I-70. I'm telling you, this is the business. It's a production business. This is how this thing works. And so when guys think they come in and you done got your NIL and all these different things, and you done did everything in college, you think it's going to be a big old college coming in the NFL? No, sir. Like I said, man, this is grown men here. People trying to keep food on their table. Regardless of how much money they make, they still want to get paid that money. That's what they want to be able to do. They ain't going to go out there and try to put any bad product out there and whatnot. They're out there to compete, to take jobs. Okay? Yeah, how you doing? Nice to meet you. All that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Them jokers right there, man. Make sure they're gonna be the guy. It's bottom line, Marcus.
Were you ever in a room like where someone got like that kind of film room? Is there anything is there any kind of moment like that kind of stands out to your mind? Like, man, that was what Coach went off on so and so.
Are you kidding?
Does one stand out to you though that you remember?
Oh man, yo, listen. Hey, I've 11 years in the NFL. Locker room, those things, absolutely. Absolutely. I told you, when I first got there, I got to Philly. Ray Rose, head coach. John Gruden, OC. Okay. We had, I go up and down. Gunther Cunningham, head coach. Dick Vermeil, head coach. All of them be, hey, how you doing? Nice. And boy, they get in the locker, the meeting. They would undress a sucker real quick and tell him, yeah, I remember. I ain't gonna say no names. But I remember Dick Vermeil was like, man, I'll send you back home to where you. I was like, golly. I was like, that guy. He even picked out the food that they eat in where they was from. I was like, you know what the cuisine? He gonna send them back to, they gonna eat the cuisine, whatever it is that you was writing down. I was like, wow. Oh, shoot. It meant it. Wasn't playing around. Great man. And as loving and all that. Absolutely. Absolutely. My name done got called a couple of times. Now look, I'm one of those. I don't mind. I'll put you to the side and say something to you. I'll say something to you on camera. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be respectful, but also too, man. You know, we been and I'm not gonna be dressed down like, hey man, we ain't gonna listen. Okay, we don't have respect for one another. But I ain't do nothing out of, you know what I'm saying? I played hard, all these different things. That was just gonna be what it is. Different was on this guy. Yeah, Coach Vermeil, boy, he could. When I'm talking about, could lay a joker out. Woo! Absolutely. Kickers, remember he told you didn't like kickers. Oh, man. Don't you miss one. Don't you shank one. You know, Coach Vermeil was the first official, I think, special teams coach.
First ever, yeah.
You better not miss nothing on his watch. Better not. That's all we pay you to do is kick the ball.
One job, and you can't do it. Why do I get a sense that you and Tony are sitting in the back where other people are getting dominated during film and you guys are nudging each other under the table?
What's that?
Why do I get the image that you and Tony, while someone's getting dominated on the film, you guys are like nudging each other under the table, like laughing and giggling?
No, we had to. Everybody sitting there like this, just, you know. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I remember Jimmy Ray told somebody, he said, so, you know, we had the old, what was those called? You know, you would put the projectors, but it was like one of those.
The overhead projectors.
Yeah, overhead projectors. And so we're going through 7-on-7, okay? 7-on-7, and the film's looking terrible. Okay, guys are just messing around, it's like that. Jimmy Ray does like, he's like, turn the light on. Turn on the light. You know, he was always like, the light would always be in his eyes and his face. I would look back here. He call your name out. He always, you know, where's T. Rich at? T. Rich here? Did he quit? He always asked if somebody quit. You know, just mess. Where's that? JD? Did JD quit? Where is he? JD, you here? Yeah. Hey man, what you doing? And so I remember he told somebody said, look, he said, I tell you what you doing out here, man? You look like you trying to get me fired? Huh? You trying to get me fired? Is that what it is? He said, I tell you what, if I get fired, I'm taking some of y'all jokers with me. I'm taking some of y'all with me. He meant it. He ain't going down by himself. He taking a whole boatload of jokers with him too. Oh man, funny. Like I said, man, I heard. Hey, call my name out. We all done been through it mostly. Most of us done. If you've been in the NFL, you done heard your name called most of the time for whatever reason. Getting yelled out because of something. And so, man, some wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. I got tons of stories like that, Marcus. So you say stick out of my head, there's like 25 of them pop in my head, boom, 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 boom. You know, like different guys are there called out and saying stuff. Like, you're out of here. You're gone tomorrow. Like, wow. Hey, coach, I don't want to see him ever again. Don't put him in there. Don't ever put him in again. No, get out. I want you get out right now. They ain't playing around. They ain't playing. They are not playing, brother.
I remember during your Hard Knocks, I remember Tank Tyler kept falling asleep during Hard Knocks, and they kept telling him like wake up and stuff during the video and film and stuff.
Coach. I think I got a condition. I think you said something like that.
Yeah.
Look, Hard Knocks is one of those things. I think it was kind of made for TV. Like you could see it was played to the camera. Like I told you, when me and Herm kind of got into it, and the camera's like all of a sudden, because I'll tell you how I started. Me and Jared Allen, we both was in the lobby. Me and Jared Allen. And we both was mad about our rooms. And so I go up first. Hey, Herm. I go on and, hey, what's up, JD? And Herm and all the coaches. Hey, JD, what's going on? I said, hey, fellas. Hey, coach. Hey, Herm, can I talk to you real quick out here? Yeah, JD. Don't worry about it. Here I come. So he comes out there. And all that ensues. And I'm sitting there like, here all of a sudden the cameras come like, whoa. I'm like, what is going on? Right? And it was like, good banner going back and forth kind of things. But I was pissed. I was hot. Because I'm just like, oh, man, we ain't doing this. You know what I mean? I done earned my stripes. I put my time in. You know what I'm saying? So, no, JD, listen, look, hey, man, look. I tell you what, if you do it, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, look, you know you're wrong, Herm. You know you're wrong. Now I wouldn't mind getting on the coach. Like, if I feel like I'm going to say something. And so, I got on Herm a little bit. And I remember production asked me, they said, you want to keep this in? And I was like, he's like, yeah, it looked like it was just a good time. But, y'all going back and forth. I was like, whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, they asked you for permission?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I could have killed that, cut that up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I could have went in there like, ain't nobody having no film today.
No episode this week.
You want to start over with Hard Knocks. You want to start that over. So, yeah. Yeah, but my nephew talks about, we remember in high school, I seen the coach kick a play on the butt to get back on the field. Foot to butt. Boom. All the way down the field. Bop. Bop. Back in the day.
And nowadays, that coach is getting fired on the spot.
You fired on the spot. Fired on the spot, fired on. Yeah. But now, man, we see some wild stuff. And like you said, you know this from playing football, man. You see a lot of that going on.
I think the thing that gets me the most about seeing that stuff is how stone cold, how quiet it is during film, especially when a coach is laying into the team or a player. How quiet that room is. That's one thing that always stands out to me is that when film room quiet, I mean, it's like a morgue in there. Coach is talking, and everyone else is just silent. You shut up and listen to whatever he's saying. He's pissed. You don't want you can hear a pin drop in those rooms. That's also, I think, also adds the element of like the comedy. If one of your friends is getting like be dominated by the coach, you're just there kind of like, oh shoot, like you're withholding your laughter, but you have to withhold it because if you a peep comes out of you, the whole room's gonna hear because that's how silent it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share.
Yeah.
I've got a guys too as a coach. I'm like, but it's, I don't belittle guys. Like for mine, it's a teaching moment, if a guy's doing something wrong, it's correction. We're going to correct, the problem. That's what we're going to do. I'm not here to belittle you or talk down to you in any way. We're going to correct the problem. That's it. That's what we're going to address. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, it's a totally different time. It is.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what a high school film room would be or a college film room would be anymore. I'm sure there's still elements of that, but like,
yeah, heck, a lot.
But I'm sure it's toned down since you were playing big time. I mean, coach is gonna get away with a lot more back in the day than they can now. Kids filming the coach laying into them, and the next day the county or the city fires the coach for yelling out during film. I mean, that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, imagine Bobby Knight and all the stuff he used to do, man. Come on, are you kidding me? Who was that? The old coach from Ohio State, the one that came across, clocked the dude on the sideline. Somebody bring him up. I know y'all know his name. Who was the guy? I can't think of his name at the moment. But
back in the 90s?
No, earlier than that, probably 80s. Got it. What is his name? Football fan. Somebody bring it up. Somebody bring his name up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different time, but yeah, stuff like that, man. It just always brings me back to hear how dead silent those rooms can be when coach is laying into somebody.
Woody Hayes. That's
Woody
it.
Hayes, that's right.
Hayes. Yes, sir. Woody Hayes. Clock that joker. Oh, man. Stop. Just caught him running down the sideline. Bip. So,
Well, actually, nowadays, Sasha, when my last year in high school, I think it was the beginning of Huddle, when Huddle became a thing, coaches would actually, they didn't want to meet after games. Coaches would send your Huddle game and notes attached to the Huddle video. That's how we'd watch film for my senior year. And obviously, every coach is different, but I think my senior year, that coach didn't want to do Saturday morning weights and film review. So we'd watch our post game film through notes on Huddle. That was my senior year how that happened. But Huddle has allowed it kind of more be flexible now as far as that type of film. But during the week preparing for an opponent, you can't. I mean, you can watch Huddle as extra, but like you can obviously still have the film aspect of things. But yeah. Huddle's changed a lot of the film post game film stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we got
used to go travel. You had to travel towns to give film out to each other. That's crazy.
Back in the day, yeah. You'd have to contact coaches who played a team that you were going to play, and they would exchange film with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got some questions before we get out of here for the night. We got King Mo who asked a question at the beginning of the show. Hey, I know this is off topic, but what do you guys think about the national media doubting us this season? I love it, in my opinion. JD, what are your thoughts on that?
Par for the course. Love it too. They do it every year. It's nothing new. It's the same stuff they always do every single year. And guess what? Who always comes out on top? Who's always in the Super Bowl? It's the Chiefs. And so they'll backtrack and they'll eat crow and I thought, and they'll do all of those different things. Yeah. And nobody want to hear that. Anybody want to hear that? It's so silly. But you know what, man? They got to have it. It's almost like they can't pick the Chiefs. It's almost like you can't pick the Chiefs. Pick everybody else but them, right? Can't do it. Chiefs are easy top pick, and nobody wants to hear it. They're tired of them winning and all the different things. Pick somebody else. Just like they pick like I've seen Shady and what's the name of talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Chase Daniel?
Yeah, chasing him, talking about how they picked Patrick Mahomes as the fifth best quarterback or something. Make valid point. Every single thing they did. It's like, what's the point of arguing with these jokers? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So,
yeah, kind of like what you said with Hard Knocks, how it's made good for TV. A lot of these guys, it's better for TV to say, I think the Chiefs are going to fall off this year, and then, it makes news because it's like, oh, wow, really? That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, they have to be entertaining. Plus, it's the offseason, not a lot going on right now. I mean, yesterday there was like no sports going on, and so it's like, yeah, you got to mix it up a little bit by dogging the Chiefs.
Yeah, man. Like, wait till the season, talk about everybody else but the Chiefs. Nobody want to hear about Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce or Chris Jones or Andy Reid. Nobody want to hear about them. And they daggone sure don't want to hear about Taylor Swift. They don't want to hear about none of that. Who they got. So, everybody else.
And then week one, when Mahomes throws for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns in Brazil, it's like, oh, are the Chiefs back? Is this the old Chiefs we used to see? Are they back?
Probably gonna happen to about game 8. Even then, they're like, who they had in the first game, all that silliness.
So. Who have they played so far? All the teams that were supposed to be good aren't good this year.
Right. We knew that team was gonna struggle. We knew they were gonna struggle.
Yep. Bradley Sexton's got a few questions in here for you, JD. Question. Okay. So, Jason, I know you played with Will Shields, and people keep comparing him to Trey Smith, and the great Will Shields was a great all-around offensive line, and Trey Smith not quite there. Do you put him on that level? I haven't heard the Will Shields or Brian Will Shields comparison, but what do you make?
I haven't either. I've never heard that comparison, but he's not there. He's not. We're talking Will Shields, one of the best guards in the league. He's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Trey's not quite there with Will. Will was a different guy altogether. When I'm telling you, somebody who was like a silent assassin, that could block anybody and everybody. And I'm talking about not just block. I'm talking about dominate. Dominate. I don't think I've ever seen Will go up against a guy that I was like, yeah, Will had a hard one today. Or somebody got the best out of him. No, sir. So, yeah, Trey is hopefully one day he'll get there. But now Will Shields is in the class by himself.
Long way to go. But again, Trey Smith is young. So,
yeah, it's my brother right there, man. Will, yeah. We got to get Big Will on the show, man.
Would love to.
Yeah.
Would love to get the him, Waters, and getting Willie back on the show too, Rofe.
Oh, yeah.
All right, another question from Bradley Sexton. Which AFC West historically had toughest home? Okay, which AFC West historically had toughest home field? And for me, Coliseum in Oakland, and Switch, they call it Black Hole. And what about both you guys? I think he's asking which AFC West had the toughest home field advantage, JD. Which AFC West team?
Historically, he's saying it was Coliseum in Oakland. I think now it's the Chiefs, without a question. First, we're the only one in our original building. I don't think there's a better place to play in the NFL that gives you the feel that it does playing like an Arrowhead Stadium. So the Chiefs win that one all day. So, I never played. I don't think I played in the Coliseum before. But all those other games down there at San Diego, of course in Oakland, old Mile High. It's tough places to play, man. I remember that crowd used to be right there on top of us down in Denver. Jeez, that was wild. But yeah.
Did the elevation ever affect you at all?
Oh yeah.
That was that.
First quarter, dang God, you just got to adapt. You got to get there. So, yeah.
All right, then final question from Bradley Sexton before we end the show. This is what I see cornerback room when season starts, and these are the top four: and Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton, Noel Williams. And if he comes along quick, agree or disagree? Are those your four, JD?
Trent, Jalen, Christian Fulton, Noel Williams is probably behind Joshua Williams. So that's where I would disagree at until Noel shows something different. He's still got to pick things up. It's going to take him a little time, but he'll be all right. He'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think the moral of tonight's episode is the fact that we have a pretty deep cornerback room. It's just to see how it's going to kind of lay out between the top five spots. Well, actually, I guess 2 through 4. That's the interesting one. I want to see the 2 through 4 spots of the cornerback room. But unless we won't have to rely on safeties guarding guys in the slot anymore. So that's a big takeaway from this episode here, JD.
Yeah. I think, Marcus, this is the common theme for us here with the Chiefs is our depth, the people that's in the room. We know we are solid. We got a lot of guys that can play. They're going to compete for those positions. And so it's going to be about who makes the squad. It is. And if everybody was here to see the special teams meeting, is what it's going to be about. If you're doing everything right in special teams. If not, take his name off the board. He's not going to be here. Not going to do it. That's the deciding factor. And it's a great position to be. Like I said, D-line, man, I'm looking at the numbers right here now. I had to go through when I get my list, like when I start looking at the list and start writing names down, I'm going to have my early favorites, we'll put it that way, on the 53, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. But nah, man, it's good. It's tough cuts to come. No doubt, Rich. No doubt, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If anything stands out from all these Monday shows about looking at a roster, it's a very deep roster. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of talented guys covering this team, and hopefully they end up 37 guys who get cut. Hopefully they find homes elsewhere because we got a lot of talented guys in the Kansas City Chiefs team. I do not envy Brett Veach and the staff having to cut down to 53. I do not envy having to make those decisions.
Oh, yeah. Nah, me either. Tony Gunn said we need another Willie Roaf. Every team would love to have another Willie Roaf.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, them jokers are hard to come by, baby. Hard to come by. So I think we got a good one in our young Josh Simmons is a good one.
Yep.
So I think when it's all said and done, he stays healthy. He's going to be one of the better tackles in the league for quite some time. He's always going to be in that conversation. So
just give me a little percentage of Willie Roaf. Just not I don't need 100. Give me 2% of Willie Roaf. I'll be all right with that.
mm-hmm. So.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode on our Monday morning tight end show. We've gained 2 subscribers during the episode, so we are now 16 away from the big 10K. So hopefully we can get to 10K by Wednesday, and maybe we even get 10K on our Wednesday show. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're so close.
For that. Let's go. Let's go to 10K. But, listen, if you just kind of joined in our show, hopefully earlier that when you heard me kind of get on my my soapbox or preacher box, whatever it is it may be, but I hope everybody takes it to heart about how we should be treating everybody out here much better than what we have been. Love your neighbor. It's required by us. Okay? Love them. Love them fervently. Okay? Decisively. Okay? With passion that it pours out of you. Make sure that happens. We'll keep bringing the funk out here, Marcus, the goodness that we always do, talking about the Chiefs, but, we talk about other things as well. And like I said before, man, yeah, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing all this because of you all. We love you so much. We thank you so much for coming on here. Listen, let us run our mouth, but we enjoy you all immensely, immensely. So listen, y'all take care. We will see you all on Wednesday night. Okay. Stay out of the dentist if you need to. If y'all missed that story, goodness gracious. So yeah. So like I said before, man, we have a good time on here. We appreciate it. So it's Christopher Lee. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. And so y'all just take care of one another. God bless each and every one of you all. Regardless of what your faith and all those different things, man, we all know how to love each other and how we should be doing it much better. But with that, I will end with telling everybody good night. Thank you so much, Witchy Hall. Appreciate you, Witchy. As always, Jeremiah De Muertos, my brother. Appreciate you, Sasha. Thank you, Andrea Chanel. Appreciate you so much, Chiefs fan 1969. Nana Sherry. Appreciate you, Nana. Linda Hunter. Rich Cooper. Sasha. Appreciate it, Gary Holland, my brother. You can say hi when he came in. G Pick. My God. Thank you so much, Bradley Section. Thank you for the questions. Appreciate it so much. I'll say that Nathan Graham. Appreciate it, Nathan Graham. The Kingdom has always allowed us. We know that. Everybody knows that out there. We're going to keep representing that, Nathan, all the time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Good, my man. Appreciate it. Del Monte Green Breeze, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, he wore Ray Lewis's out. That's what Will Shields did. Wore him out. So appreciate you, my guy. Gary Holland, thank you so much. Who else we got on here? Kyle Bailey. I want Brees Hall from the Jets. He's up there. We don't need him right now, Cal. He's good. Okay. So we don't know. We'll see later on. I said Sasha as well. Then I'm the Brown, my brother. Appreciate it. And I knew one of the guys. I'm the Brown. About time. Mike Brennan, those guys. G Pick. Somebody was gonna come with it. Sasha, Richie, they come with it too, telling us who everybody is. Jason Tarbox, appreciate it, my guy. Stanley Mooney, my guy, appreciate you so much. Laura Zinser, thank you, Laura, for coming out to the show. Let me see. Stu, my brother, man. Get well, Stu. Love you, man. All right. Praying for you. Hope you get well. Tampa down there, man. Get Baker right for Marcus. Okay. You might have to tighten him up.
Hey, Mike Evans says the best receiving core he's ever played with.
Oh, okay.
If Baker doesn't show out this year, if he's not the MVP or at least in the conversation, I don't know.
MVP at where?
I think Baker's going to shine MVP this year.
MVP of what?
Of the NFL.
I'll take that bet. True.
Weapons wise, I mean, there's no excuse. Weapons wise,
Hey, he got weapons, but man, Baker being MVP of anything in the NFL is stuff. I'll take that bet. Vegas, I hope you're listening.
I'm actually gonna look and see what the odds are on that. I'd actually make that bet. I think.
Yeah, put JD 100 down against him. Okay. Neff, good to see you down here, Neff. Look, we've seen all those some crazy things out there on the football field, Neff. We know that. About time. Good seeing you always, Neff. Love you. I talked to you. Let me see. Noah John Marshall, my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. So JD yelled at him in the locker room. Looks like Marks looks like JD just yelled at him in the locker room. Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Teron Young, appreciate it, Teron. Thank you so much. Chiefs fan 1969. Thank you as well. Let me see. Who else we got out here? There's a good crowd tonight, man. People coming in. You know, enjoyed everybody. Good time. Pete V. Thank you, Pete V. Appreciate it, man. It's from the heart, man. From the heart, brother. Let's see what else we got, man. Zulu was in here. Appreciate you, Zulu, coming in. Come hollering at us. Hey, man, we'll get our subscription up Wednesday. Hopefully, we hit the 10K markers. Hopefully, what happens is like confetti and all those different things out here. Maybe, pop some, I don't know, champagne or water, whatever it is we do out here, right?
Get some of those little party favors and those little things that you blow on. They unroll. They
yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hannah, good seeing you, Hannah. Thank you. Tony Brown, my guy. Yeah. So what's up, Jason Tarbox? Who else we got out here? Sasha. 10K tonight. Oh, we said 10K tonight.
We'll see.
Appreciate it. But we'll talk about it on Wednesday for sure. And I think that's about it, Marcus. What else we got in here? I mean, Sandman. I've seen Sandman. Melly Matrix is in here. Didn't get to see Melly Matrix. I think that's it. Sarah 071 was in the house tonight, too. Sweetie, I know Sweetie's still on here. She probably not. Deshaun Hammonds, my guy, Nafis Foster. Those were the ones, and Faye Smith rounding it out. So everybody, listen, y'all take care. We love each and every one of you all. Y'all, hey, y'all awesome. Y'all awesome. Love you guys and gals. We will see y'all on Wednesday night, man. Marcus, my brother, I love you, okay? For all the guys in here, I said happy belated Father's Day to you all, okay? We'll see y'all later, man. I'll holler at y'all. Be good.
Be good, everybody. See you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.